Hey YouTube, it's Annabelle. So welcome to VEDA day number 22, and today my mommy tips video is going to be on kids in the kitchen and just kind of how we do things and just some of my tips here along in this video. Okay, so the one thing that I learned early off when my daughter was very young is I was watching YouTube mommies and how they had their kids in the kitchen at a really young age and how they were learning how to like stir stuff and mix things and participate and learn about food and things like that. And I just loved that, and I loved that other people were like doing it and wanted to get their kids involved as much as possible, and I wanted for my daughter to be involved as much as possible. And now that we have my son, we are starting to introduce him to things in the kitchen. Now I'm going to start talking about my son and then we'll move on to my daughter. My son is 6 months old, so what we did for my daughter and we're doing for him is he is able to like sit up and he can like semi like move around. He's not like all out crawling yet, but he can move from place to place and things like that. And he likes to be where we are. So as long as we're not doing anything with the stove or like the oven, my son is actually in the kitchen with us. And now what I do for him, since he is still young, is I want to just kind of get like kitchen stuff introduced to him. And we did this with my daughter too. Where we give him like measuring cups, measuring spoons, a whisk, a wooden spoon, a pot or a pan, or something to tinker around with and look at. And that's what we did with my daughter, and it turned into her like just like playing with this stuff to being interested to what we use it for cooking. So my son just kind of tinkers around with stuff in the kitchen. Again, we don't have him in there for safety reasons if we have like the stove or the oven on, just again, so he is safe and we are safe and all that kind of stuff. Okay, so with my daughter, when she got a little bit older and was able to like stand on her own, my husband built his version of what if you would look it up on like the computer or internet or whatever, if you look up like learning towers or kitchen helpers, those kind of things, lots of stuff will like pop up for the like platforms for the kitchen for kids that you can buy. Well, my husband looked at some of the designs that were out there. He took all of the pieces kind of that he liked from those designs, and he made us one for our kitchen. He does carpentry and things like that, so I'm very lucky there that he was able to make one because they are really, really expensive. And my daughter uses it every day, sometimes multiple times a day. Ever since my husband built it, she has been on it. So it is just, it's so awesome to see her curiosity and all of that stuff like grow. She pays attention, and it's a much safer place to have your child rather than on like a high stool or on just like a step ladder. This has like a railing, so my daughter can't like step off of it and like fall or anything like that. She has a platform, and my husband made the platform adjust, and also it folds down because it is quite large and our kitchen is very small. So it helps when we have like family events and things like that where my daughter's not going to be on it. We just fold it down and we just stick it up against a wall. It is not small enough to fit in one of our like closets because our closets are small, but we do just slide it up against a wall, and that way it takes up less space. Okay, so when my daughter was able to like stand, again, we started using our kitchen platform is what I'm going to call ours. And it's on the highest setting still, and she likes it on the highest setting. Stuff is a little bit lower for her, but she is still very interested in like just staying at that level. And that's a good thing, because then when my son here in the next like 6 to 8 months is able to stand and get interested in stuff that's going on in the kitchen, then my daughter and my son can both be on it, because my husband did make it big enough so that 2 kids could stand on it. And it is just, it's awesome. And when we have play dates and things like that, other kids can stand on it with my daughter, and it's just, it's awesome. And I have actually even stood on it a couple times to reach our top shelves before, when my kitchen like step stool was being used for something else. My husband made it so I could use it and things like that too. Anyways, so my daughter like started off with just like stirring things and mixing things and pouring, and now we are working with like measuring cups and things like that. So if a recipe calls for a half of a cup, we find the half of a cup and we fill it with whatever the recipe calls for, and then she's dumping it in. She's working on like whole recipes now. Before it was, I used to just let her like pour one thing in and then watch me do the rest, and we've slowly just kind of added on to it. Now we can just go through an entire recipe and I can just watch her do it. She learned how to like crack an egg, and like she can now use scissors to cut the top of like a cake mix up. We've had to make cakes for like my husband's like treat days and things like that for at work. So she can open the box, she can cut the like top open, she can pour it in the bowl, she can stir it. We let her use our mixer. We do have like a standalone mixer that she can control the dial on, and she can just do all of that stuff, and it is such a big help, and she's learning so much. She's learning about different ingredients that goes in things, so she's helping us cook. We are also using like our like learning like platform, our kitchen platform, for learning about like food groups. She will like make up like a plate like for herself. We'll like lay everything out either there or on the table, and she can like make her like plate with how much and whatever she wants. So we're going over like fruits, vegetables, meat, grains, and like dairy things. And so she's getting to help, and she loves it. Now there are 3 things that we do not let our daughter do in the kitchen. And the first thing is we do not let her do anything with the oven. Now we have let her like peek in to see if like whatever's in the oven is done or not, or like how to tell if something's done, but we have not let her like put anything in the oven, whether it's cold or not, or takes anything out or do anything with the oven. Just for safety purposes, I don't want her to like accidentally get off balance or like fall into it or anything like that. I think I'm gonna wait until next year probably before I will even let her like do anything with the oven. The second thing we don't let my daughter do is do anything with like hot boiling stuff on the stove top. Now, she has helped me like stir water like before it boils and things like that. When I just put the water on and I start it, like start the burner, she has like helped me like stir like soups or like stir water and things like that as it's getting up to boil. But anything like with stir frying or boiling hot water or anything like that, we do not let her be by the stovetop when that's happening. Again, just in case she would like lose her balance, set her hand down on the stovetop, would burn herself. My daughter has burned herself one time, and that was enough for her. She did not believe my husband when he said that it was hot, and she touched it anyways. She was just a little bit too close on her kitchen platform, and she learned. The third thing that we do not let my daughter do is we do not let her do anything with really sharp items, like such as knives or our like pokers or anything like that. We don't let her do stuff with that. We do let her use like table knives to say like cut up a banana. We do let her use a peeler to try to like peel potatoes. We let her use our dull one. We have a really sharp one that I will not let her use just in case she would slip and like nick her finger or something. I let her use our dull one and our like dull knives. But she has used a like they're an apple slicer. It has a little hole and it's a little thing you just push over the apple and it cuts it into slices. I have let her use that as well, and that is extremely sharp, but I was with her and held onto her hands and helped her push it down to make her apple slices. So there's some things that we don't let her do, and we're slowly introducing like other stuff to her. Like I was talking about our standalone mixer. We do let her do like the controls on that and things like that and like stir it. But any of our appliances that we have that she could possibly like hit a button or anything, we unplug those from the walls when she is like doing something with them, like if she could accidentally turn it on or something like that. Usually some of our stuff has like automatic like shutoffs, or you have to have like our food processor, you have to have it locked in for it even to start. If you don't have it perfect, it won't start. But she does help out a lot with everything. Again, we're going over food groups, we're going over like recipes, and it all just started off with like what we're doing with my son and just having her play with stuff on the floor. And again, she knows how to get stuff out of the refrigerator and out of the pantry doors that she can reach. But she can like get stuff out if I tell her we need flour, we need an egg, we need the yeast, we need like all that kind of stuff. She knows where it is and she can get it. And she also helps us in the kitchen by putting dishes away, putting groceries away, and doing dishes. She also uses her platform to play in like sudsy water and help me like wash the dishes and dry the dishes and things like that. But the whole kitchen experience has been awesome. We do have a play kitchen. Now the play kitchen, I don't think is necessarily the same experience as having your kid actually in the kitchen. Now we do have a play kitchen. Again, we have play food and play pots and pans, and my daughter will make up different drinks and make up different foods, and she'll bring us like plates and like a spoon and a fork and like feed us our food, and it's always like yummy. And she just loves like making different things. Like one day she was like, I've got chocolate pizza. I'm like, chocolate pizza? That's awesome. So we had chocolate pizza as our like pretend meal one day. But again, we are just using our kitchen stuff as an experience, and she's learning more and more about things, and she's asking more and more questions. And I'm trying to buy, especially now that like our produce at our store is decent, I'm trying to buy all different kinds of vegetables and all different kind of fruits, so that way she can see them instead of just showing her like a plastic like fake food or whatever of something. I'm trying to get the real thing so she can see what it looks like. So we're trying to experiment with all different kinds of things, different recipes and stuff like that. And she like actually will eat more if she helps me make something. My lasagna, she used to not eat it. It has like tomatoes and spinach and green onion and all that kind of stuff in it. And before she like actually helped me make a lasagna, she was like, she wasn't gonna eat it, no way. It looked too like different, I guess. She went through a period of time where she did not like to try new foods, but until she actually sat down and made a lasagna with me, now she eats my lasagna every single time because she gets to help. But anyway, so those are just how we do things and how we just love having our kids in the kitchen with us. And again, it's never too early to start having your kids in the kitchen, and we just love it. But anyways, that's it for VEDA Day number 22. We did have some issues with VEDA Day number 20 and VEDA Day number 21. I had a family funeral that I was gone for, and so those videos didn't get uploaded until just today. We've been having trouble with our modem for our internet and things like that. But anyways, I am doing videos every day, and I'm trying to get them uploaded for you guys as soon as I can, and hopefully on time from here on out for the rest of VEDA. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. Otherwise, I will see you tomorrow for VEDA Day number 23. Bye, guys.